利斯水检促权动员，官方人员萨加纳金本人，美经济案内，因口无多次拍嘅少数促权家地富纳人，从而未慢慢流失。甚至因空今年联合国教科文组织，喊同家地富纳人同体嘅业务同补貼，呢種人類口頭同恢復之為善。不過為到傳承同因空青年，本土人士三網推動下，甚至咧貝里斯為之實施送醫，用家地富納人為主，引問白天二嘅古歷史下期小好。其中傳統歌謠傳唱係傳承無人嘅土門口牆。
鼓聲一響，天倫就點出家里富納人嘅樂舞闊。家里富納嘅音樂跟舞蹈連強下，佢有少數嘅基本曲風特色。最經典、最受到人歡迎嘅，就係也佢有節奏感嘅碰塔。這呢十分的輕搖啊搖，同時保持上半身唔停頓，就係碰塔嘅一大特色。
It's a part of our daily life routine. It's whatever it is that you do on a daily basis.
We sing so we can express our grief, our pain. We sing so that we can cover up our loss. And we dance so that we can release the spirit.
有本人講係有家裏邊人嘅家里富納人，喺家裏邊開新聞神道嘅原住民，但是非烏人土生嘅後代，因嘅老祖公18世紀，本人經驗流放到芬蘭蘭斯，要睇130年代，因為政治因素，本人不等只有面到附近嘅國家，尼加拉瓜、瓜地馬拉、跟比利時亦都有海上嘅蔬菜。家里富納人唱歌跳舞嘅內容，家攏跟神話有關。跟歡喜比上展現喺歌舞當中，其中嘛包含樂團聲演許多其他嘅國家流浪嘅延安日曆，大幫教樂舞提倡好唱嘅莫聽表達老祖公嘅歷史，嘛攏係家里富納嘅熱愛天朝愛做嘅事情。
Every young generation now practice the different traditional dances and also the songs that were written by our ancestors.
用甲嘅非洲嘅節奏，更加咧避開嘅熱情，家里富納嘅米團歌舞，天朝嘅有嘅靈魂樂器，中音鼓 Primero， 跟高太雜嘅大音鼓 Segunda。比利時豐富嘅頭把樹木，葉花木亦都數位，係師傅改學嘅做鼓材料。
We choose mahogany, mayflower, cedar, Samwood, four different wood, because those wood are very hard.
比利時大概40萬人用喺10個當中嘅語言，不過相對高主流嘅英文跟西班牙文，將2.9%嘅人會講家里富納語，做嚟講係最弱勢嘅語言之一。就算家里富納語談論時間天天都冇停，促權嘅歷史行喺談論歌舞，因睇咪嘅聰明嘅心肝態度。我上嘅談論東莞嘅家里富納鼓聲，聽論傳統舞譜聰明樂。就連聽人講家里富納人首都嘅比利時南部五村小鎮登格瑞加，也喺嘅家為一件事實，英文跟蒙語家里富納人嘅順義學校古歷史沙期小學當中，傳統樂舞係最重要嘅教庭課程。
We try as much to do repetition, and it works very well when we do games. Children learn a lot through games and songs. Songs is the best one when it comes to learning a new language. Students get to learn language faster.
教坊最面嘅目標就係希望打幫音樂旋律帶動語言記憶，含特別要求對學齡前嘅學生嘅一直到結束，總共220個學生嘅，提實作嘅術科間學科嘅課堂當中，攏係用加利福南語來教學，每堂課攏係模擬課。
Say it for me. Everybody say Mabriga.
More and more people were migrating. They're leaving the country, they're leaving the town, the villages, and they're not speaking Garifuna. And when we ask in the schools for them to teach Garifuna, the schools, they're run by churches and they have their own agenda. So therefore, we said, let us start our school where we can decide what's important for us.
Our language, our spirituality, our identity as Garifuna people were not included in the work of the school. So the schools had an alienating effect to take us away from ourselves.
Take your time.
Open the door. Close the door.
One more.
You give me the Garifuna for the English translation. Tomorrow.
在個困難教授點人嘅別項點問嘅語言思考隨時，攏係加利福南語提單個，在個類攏係英文。學生嘅一整年看到嘅攏係模擬。
I get confused with some of the words in Garifuna. Actually, Garifuna, all of my family members speak Garifuna.
在講條前講山，唔過家等時代下分享。其實一開始，一下係講比利時從頭用嘅英文跟西班牙文，一下係又學模擬，可是後擺會搞差。唔過一下仍做嚟用簡單嘅加利福南語對話，甚至限咗嚟規律卡高無碼效果嘅熱愛，透過拖拖之間相互學習，來搶救強會默體嘅加利福南語。